All right, we're live. Hello, everybody on the chat. Hello, Maree. How are you doing? How's Jazzy doing?
Oh, great, thank you. Jazzy's fabulous. He's bopping along, doing his thing. So yeah, he's good. But yeah, it's just been I don't know. It's been really interesting. We've had some really wet, wild weather here until yesterday. So and it's been cold like this. But I knew this would happen. We always get about 2 weeks of this before our spring really hits. Our winter was warmer than this, but now our spring will hit and will be fabulous. But yeah, there's definitely energy, big energy coming in. So I don't know how have you been feeling?
I have not been feeling good at all. And it's been, I think, I did post a post from Dan Scranton on my Telegram channel about how they're pushing a lot of energies right now to, to start getting rid of all that stuck and start working on our, like, all of our clairs are going to be getting really strong, because it looks like people are not moving forward with their missions and their being speaking their truth. And so it's like almost like I feel like they're desperate and they're like, okay, you guys are not believing what you're thinking or feeling, so now we're going to make you like see it. Like, so it looks like they're going to amp up our clear vision, clear audience, stuff that we can really believe, so that we don't blow it off.
Yeah. So we get our messages.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting when we talk about the clairvoyance or clear vision. I just want to bring this up because a lot of people don't realize it. You don't see it's not like Elisa walked in a room and I go, oh, I'm seeing Elisa. It's not that physical. It's often in our mind. So what I say to people is, if I said to you, I want you to think of a movie that you love. Close your eyes and visualize a movie. Now, if you can do that, then you're also clairvoyant, because sometimes we'll just get those images or pictures or thoughts in our mind. And that's what it can be. Whereas people are expecting these big drum rolls and lightning strikes, and it's not. It can be really simple. So a lot of people go, oh, I'm not clairvoyant. I can't see things. But you are. You actually are. And I've had some people that can't visualize. I say to them, can you visualize a movie? We'll talk about a movie. And they'll go, no, I can't. So they have often a higher sense of clairaudience, where they actually hear things or they feel things. They are clairsentient. Or claircognizant, where they just know something. So trust yourself on this. A lot of people don't realize that, and you think you're not clairvoyant. You are. So that's just something I wanted to throw in there for people.
Yeah, definitely. I do have a friend that I asked her how she sees, because she's been seeing since she was like 5. She says she sees like hologram that comes out, almost like, the Princess Leia hologram on Star Wars, where it comes out of R2D2. That's how she sees it.
Yeah. Beautiful. And we're all different. So for me, it's just like something just drops in, and I'll just see. I'll have my eyes open, but I might just see it in my mind as if I'm watching a movie, and I'm still able to see my real world. So it's very different for everybody. And sometimes for me, it's a flash. But as they say, a picture paints 1,000 words. Sometimes I just need one flash of an image, and I'll know exactly what the message is. That's why sometimes I find it hard to interpret the cards, because there's so much that I'm getting at that moment. It can take a little bit to interpret it for people, to put it into words. So everyone's different. So I'd love to know how everyone that's on here, have you got a way that you've noticed that you get your images, or how you actually see? So
no, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah. And Christine is saying her clairs have definitely amped up to new levels for me over the last few weeks. And I've been able to tell as well. I feel like I get the more messages the same way. I get them the same way I used to, but like more and more often and more clear.
Yeah, because there's you're more connected. And it becomes almost a constant. So sometimes I'll just be thinking about something, and then I'll just get a message from my heart. I call it God. When I talk to God, it feel like it's here and it comes through, and it's like, oh really? Oh, okay, I'm going to trust you on this one. And when I get it quite a few times, I know that it's truth. So it's like, okay, great. So so sometimes it can just pop in when you least expect it as well. And it
Yeah.
does help with the worry. Sometimes, you know how we're human, we can tend to get in our head a little, and we can sort of go, oh, do I have to do that really? What's going to happen here? And then, then it's like this message comes in. I'm like, oh, okay, then I don't have to worry about that. And it's beautiful because it is for us. It's for us to have more peace, and it's for us to have more faith. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love it when
Yeah.
that happens. Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about that, it's funny because you and I did not talk about what we're going to wear,
Oh,
and
we're
we're
in blue. Oh,
there.
exactly. I got told, I just saw it. It was just standing out because I've done all my washing, and it went, "Oh, I have to wear that today." So isn't this interesting that and the blue is communication, and it's all about, it's also about communicating the messages we do get for ourselves as well. And I was telling Elisa, I had the most amazing dream last night. I was up in this beautiful, tall building overlooking the ocean, and there was hundreds and hundreds of dolphins that were surfing in with this surfer. And I was going, oh my God, that looks like so much fun. And I went, I could get my boogie board and go down and play with the dolphins. And to me, the dolphins are frequency, their communication. They're also inner child healing and joy and play. So, and then when I was looking around the beautiful place we were in, it was like we were trying to find old hidden treasures. And I went, so to me, this is like we really are coming into more of our gifts and talents. So start owning them, to start looking for them. Go, oh, I wonder if I could do this. Play with it. And to me, it was just the most beautiful dream. So yeah, and then the blue, because the dolphin to me is always around its throat chakra. So the blue we're wearing very much is
Yeah.
signifying that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So interesting, very interesting.
Mm.
So Maple Tree was wondering how she can close her Claire audience. Maree.
Where, sorry, what was that? Can you pop it up?
So how can you sometimes when people have really strong clairs,
Yes.
they want to shut them down because it's too much. So how would you answer this question?
Yeah. Maple Tree, this is a fabulous question. I remember when I was in my 20s, I was so friggin' open. I was getting people knocking on my head, trying to get me to give messages to someone I knew, and then it was just crazy. And when someone's energy was really powerfully off, I could feel it go right through me, and I was just going through all these other lifetimes. And I went, oh God, I've got to work. I don't know what to do with this. There was no books around at that stage. There was no one that I knew I could talk to about it. So what I started to do, though, is I started to tune into my chakras. And it's interesting, we're working with chakras in the Dream Show at the moment. And I learned to close them. So what I do is I consciously just sit and I bring in my energy field. So I actually bring my energy field in closer to my being, to my body. And then I just check my chakras and I turn them down like you turn down a tap. I actually turn them down. Now, remember, our solar plexus chakra around our belly button is our feeling vortex. This is where we're going to have cord attachments, energy coming and going. I would cut those cords. Just use your mind's eye, use your fingers like scissors, cut those cords, gently close down. That's that feeling vortex. And then you can pop yellow light, like beautiful yellow light or white light into that. But again, just keep your chakras a little bit more closed, literally with intention, and turning them down with your hand if you need to. If you need that, do that. So, and the other thing is you can use a golden bubble. You can always protect yourself with a beautiful golden bubble. Bring up your dragon, bring up your inner dragon. You don't have to do anything with it. That dragon holds a lot of power on its own. So you just let that dragon energy come up. So there's lots of different ways I learned how to do this because it used to impact me. It was horrific. So yeah, so that's if it's really impacting you, and you can just ask for your. I mean, if that's an outside interference from energy, that's a way to do it. But just ask your higher self or your divine self. Okay, we just need to turn this down a little bit. It's a bit loud for me right now. It can be that simple too.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Maree. I put the sign up. Okay. Very good question and very good answer. So, okay. So Angel Lori was saying her clairsentience feels like a tingling, buzzing, like a spider sense. My clairaudience, I hear someone speak inside my mind. Sometimes my voice, sometimes not.
Yeah. and that can happen as well. Angel Laurie, I always make sure I'm discerning through, I call it my God space, my heart. I always make sure that I'm discerning through my heart if I'm hearing another voice. Oftentimes, it's more when I've been running energy on people, so I know we're in a really high frequency anyway. And then I always ask for a message for them. So wherever it comes from, that voice will be different to my voice. But more often than not, I just tend to only really trust God's voice that comes from my heart. So, but that's up to you. This is up to you, Angel Laurie, to discern what's right for you and what's not right for you. And with you, you Claire said that tingling, buzzy feeling. It's really interesting, isn't it? Like I'll get goosebumps if truth's been spoken. I will just have goosebumps all over me, and it's like an emotion that comes through as well. And sometimes my crown will buzz and get hot, and I'll start almost sweating when I am actually channeling through or getting like I'll get a word and I'll go, oh yeah, that makes sense. So we all do it differently, but yeah, that's great. So like I said, share how you experience this, because then people don't think they're crazy and they don't think, well, that can't be right. We're all so different. So don't judge yourself on it. So, yeah.
Yeah,
What are
definitely.
your thoughts with that, Elisa? What
Um,
do you
I, I definitely think that it's different for everybody for sure. And I also think that some people are born with that it developed way more than others.
mm,
And so for us that are not born with it from the beginning, it's I don't want to create that reality that I'm going to say it's quite difficult to come up to the same level as those that have had it for a while. But it does take some work and effort and a lot of work to get to even close to those that have had it since they were little. So,
mm.
and those that have had it since they were little think, oh, it's so easy, but it's not. It's
Yeah,
not for us.
yeah. But the other thing is as well, I feel we're all born with it, but then it
We are.
depends how much we close it off. Like I was really blessed how I grew up. I mean, yeah, there was some, drama going on in at the home, but I was around animals, I was around land, I was around, I had as a child, for me, that was my absolute love and playground was nature and animals, and we had a lot of those. So I think that's how I managed to keep it open a lot. I shut it down deliberately when I was probably 18 because I nearly went blind, and I knew I'd done it to myself at some level. And I went, no, I'm going to shut this down. So for 10 years, I didn't even go inside myself. So it wasn't until I'd had my eye surgery, I still didn't have very good sight. And I knew I hit 27, I think it was. And I went, it's time. And I read a book on rebirthing, and it said, go and see a practitioner. I mean, don't be stupid. So I just did a rebirthing on myself, and I started to open up again. So I believe we can all open up as well, depending, and it's a muscle. So the more we use it, it's like everything, the more we use it, the more we actually attune to it, the stronger it will get. And I've
Yeah.
had a friend, and she was always a bit intuitive, but she was like, no, I can't do that stuff. And it's like she just had an awakening. And one day she went, I get it now. So, that can happen as well. So our journeys are so different.
Yeah.
It's quite incredible.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I think the key and most important thing is that we all have it.
All of us,
So,
it's our innate birthright. We are that, we are this beautiful, powerful God energy, goddess
yeah.
energy. That's it. That's what we are. So,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I saw, so Angel Lori, the one that is when you see, that's clairvoyance. Oh, okay, so Maple Tree had already answered that for you. Um, okay, very good. Um, so Barbara has a question, and I'm gonna go ahead and answer that, and then we'll move on to our main topic, which is pretty big here, and very confusing, I think, for the way things are happening. So,
Mm.
so Barbara was asking if anybody's been noticing that new cars, no matter the maker and model, all seem to be a battleship gray color. I have not noticed that. So I'm
No,
wondering what's going on with your reality that that's what you're noticing.
exactly.
Right?
So what does grey mean to you, Barbara? Like, what is, is it in between black and whites? Because things don't have to be black and white. So is there a grey area that it's okay to play in? So is there something new that's coming through for you that's giving you more space to play in rather than things being black or white? I don't know. What does it mean to you? So let us know, Barbara, what does grey mean to you? Battleship Grey, what does it mean to you? Because, yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't noticed this either.
Well, to me, I mean, I think the word battleship is sticking out for me there.
Yeah.
Battleship. So I'm kind of wondering if it has to do with, the war and that feeling of war, and then all of a sudden you're feeling it, and then you see, like you start seeing it in your reality.
Mm. Yeah,
So that's
absolutely. I like
yeah.
that. That's really good pickup. And yeah, so is there something going on for you? Yeah, that's what I mean. Is there something going on for you, Barbara, within your life that is creating that? It's, yeah, like, is there some uncertainty as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So Kathleen is asking about the cell services shutting down in the USA today, big outage here in
Ooh.
California. I did not know anything about it um, at
Is it,
all.
I only just happened to see it. Is it Versigo or something starting with V? That's all we don't
Oh,
have that over.
Verizon.
Okay, yeah, that one.
Verizon.
We don't have that here. The one
Oh,
that
okay.
usually gets hit here is Optus. So we've had a few of those. Let's have a look and see what the cards say, Kathleen.
Okay.
It's a bit weird. There's a lot of stuff sort of starting to heat up, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah. And this North Carolina thing,
Oh,
oh my
geez.
God. It's like it's like the great flood happened to them. Like literally everything is gone. Like the dams open. They had no idea. This storm, of course, North Carolina is inland. So any hurricane that's going to get there is not going to even be a hurricane. It's going to be like a tropical storm, some rain, and all of a sudden people like towns have completely vanished, like gone. Like everything is devastation. All the roads are closed in North Carolina. Um, the videos I've seen are just horrific.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I know. It's devastating when that sort of thing happens. So okay, all right. So the first card out about the um is the Ten of Swords. So it looks like something's been finished, wiped out, which we know. Yeah, I know.
ooh,
Chaos, Seven of Cups. To me, this is a chaos card, and it's causing emotional chaos as well. And then we've got the Hanged Man. So this is about surrendering, and it might take a little bit of time for this to come back. And I'm also wondering, is there a lot of switching out going on at the moment? So what's going on behind the scenes? For that Hanged Man to come up, it could take a little bit of time for this to come back up.
can we ask a clarifying question about this, if it has to do with them switching the cellular network to the new quantum system?
Yeah, okay. Let's have a look and see. Okay, so I did 3 cards. So we've got the Four of Wands. So this means happy, safe, something that's going to be very safe, something that's going to be very solid. There's a contract in place. So there's definitely something going on. Ace of Wands. So there's something's going on, yeah, behind the scenes that could be related to that, to a switch over. But we may not know about it fully until, down the track.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always remember it was really, really strong when we asked that question. A couple of years ago, we said, will there be outages? And it was sporadic, and it was over the world, but it was sporadic. But there was definite outages that came and went and came and went. So that's still just, for some reason, it doesn't usually happen. That's stuck in my mind. So I feel this is one of those, and
Yeah.
there's definitely going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Um, And so Maree, you know what's interesting? This Maree, not you, Maree.
Yeah.
So Maree Rodel. So this is what I saw in my head. I saw detonation of the dams. I like, and I don't know if my head is making this stuff up or my psychic abilities are stronger, but that's what I felt like the dams were detonated.
Yeah. Look, nothing surprises me these days. I mean,
So, it, the way it was done, it was crazy. So the first thing I want to ask is the storm itself, was it, I'm not going to ask if it was geoengineered because whether it was the good guys or the bad guys, I have a feeling it was geoengineered. But we can ask. We can ask first if it was geoengineered, and then we can say, was it the good guys or the bad guys?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can go from there and ask more questions because, like I
Sure.
said, what I saw was like this detonation that she's talking about. That's what I saw in my head. Because I just felt like there's no way there can be enough that much rain for what happened to happen.
No, no, exactly. Interesting. So we've got our 7 of Wands on that question of was it geoengineered? So I feel like it was something that is making a stand. So it's something that's actually making a stand to hold itself, and the Judgment cards come up. So I feel this is something that was definitely geoengineered. The Justice cards come up, but I reckon it could have been worse. With those 3 cards, it's really unusual, but there was definitely some geoengineering in it. Some of it, though, is natural as well. So whatever came together, there was definitely geoengineering combined with a natural aspect.
Right. So they probably took the natural aspect and added to it.
Correct.
But was it by the good guys or the bad guys?
Let's have a look and see. Okay, let's have a look and see what the cards say to that. This is fascinating because we've got our 9 of Pentacles. Now, this is a very unique card. So I feel this was actually a one-off unique situation within itself is what I'm getting. And then the Knight of Cups. Now, this is an emotional message that's been brought to people. So, yeah, I have a feeling it was the bad guys because I was asking that, was this done with something in mind that was not good? But it was going to be worse than what it was. It was going to actually be even worse than what happened. It was a very unique situation. So it was almost like something happened, but it was going to be worse. I mean, I know it's crazy. So the plan for it was even worse than what happened. But and why it happened. Yeah, here we go. 5. I was just getting a download then, the 5 of Wands. So what was actually going to be done afterwards was going to be even worse. It won't happen now. What was going to be done afterwards. So that 5 of Wands to me means there's a lot of actions that are taking place that are like a fight to create change because it's a 5. So yeah.
Okay, so they actually detonate the dams.
Let's ask that one deliberately. See if it was deliberately detonated.
Yeah, because that would be amazing. That would be that's crazy because when I'm telling you what they showed you pictures of the place and then they show you pictures after and it's all just trees. There's like nothing was ever there. Like the flood, like you imagine the flood of Noah and and the ark. like that. Like that's what happened there. It was like total and absolute devastation. Nothing.
Wow. Again, the lovers cards come up. So there was definitely some collaboration. There was something going on that was a plan, because then we've got our death card. Yeah, the transition. Then we've got the Queen of Wands. And this to me is just confirming that, yeah, there was something definitely that happened, but it was going to be worse, is what I'm getting, because that's, to me, that's an integrity card. So something's come in, believe it or not, to actually make it not as bad. Look, I know here in Australia, we had a particular political party in place and there was drought. So they actually started stealing water from the Gold Coast to Brisbane, which is a city about an hour and a half away. They took all our water. We've been on water restrictions for years. They just came in and just took over the dam. And it still wasn't enough for everybody. And then the next minute we had flooding like you wouldn't believe. And we knew it was all geoengineered, and we knew they were using one of those specific machines as well. And it flooded like, and they kept saying, oh, the people at the dams, too many have gone on holidays. There's no one to control the dam. And we were just, this is what the actual thing was. Oh, they've gone on holidays. They didn't know to release the dam. It was
Oh my God. And people believe that bull crap.
Oh, and then it flooded. Like, it flooded nearly a third of this whole city, literally. And then it was just didn't stop raining. And then all of a sudden, bang, it just stopped. And it was that really weird rain where it just comes straight down. There was no wind. It was just this continuous rain. And it just, then 1 minute it just stopped. And if it had gone on for another hour, they said it would have done 2/3 of the city. So I have a feeling there was money involved. There was payments made so that there was water, but there was too much of it came through, and it was like a black, it's just, I saw the whole story. So this was years ago. It was horrendous. So, you know, I think this was going to be worse than what has actually happened, even though it's horrific. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I mean, because of the devastation, I can't even imagine it being worse. Maybe there were going to be more dams that were going to blow up and maybe less blew up. I don't know. But I want to know why North Carolina.
Something was oh my God, okay, these cards are coming up now. Bang, bang. Something was something else was going on as well underneath. There was something else there. So it was almost like, let me just get another clarifying card from this. Yeah. Something was done, because the Six of Wands has come up, which is a victory, even though it looks horrific. It is horrific. Everything that's happened is horrible. There was something else going on underneath or around, or like I said, it was, and it was probably going to be worse if it had been completely controlled by the S.
So were they trying to cover up evidence that was going to be found, or?
Let's see. That's a really good question. Really good question.
Because Dollywood is there.
I don't know the area at all. So
there's the Biltmore estate, which was owned by I know there were tunnels under that Biltmore estate.
Oh, wow.
So, or Lori saying deep underground military bases got flooded. Maybe the good guys' military base is being flooded by the bad guys. I don't know.
This is the thing. It's so deep. It's fascinating because this card's come up again, which is our Knight of Cups. And this is bringing a message to people, but in a way that's emotionally palatable. So, which I know it sounds crazy. Something's definitely finished. It's finished something off, whatever it is. Yep, we've got confirmation on that. So, yes, there was something down there that was trying to be hidden, but it's actually, whatever it is now, it's done. So there's more to this. I feel there's a lot more to this. It's just, you know, it's like anything. It's like at first you think the tragedy, the horror, and then you go, well, so why is this happening? And then, but what's really happening? It's almost like there's levels to it. little bit like Maui. I mean, that was crazy as well. So
I
it
mean,
seems
at this point, I'm thinking like, why would the bad guys want to do something to that extreme? And it's got to be that the only reason they would damage what they created because they were using these tunnels. So, they are damaging their own stuff, I guess is what I'm saying. So,
yep,
so it has to be to cover up.
correct. And that's why the hermit cards come up. They went in deep. Yeah. So to me, this is a going within card. So they've gone deep within their own, or even okay. I'm just getting a little download. Yeah, I'm just getting a download. And then this card turns up. They were infiltrated. This is a tower moment. It was a huge infiltration. Oh, that just came to me as I was tuning. Yeah, judgment. Oh my goodness. Judgment card. This was a huge infiltration as well. Because remember, there's lots of nests.
Wow.
That's what I mean. There's deeper and deeper levels to this that we won't hear about it. And it's only just through asking the questions and looking and going, okay, what's really going on? What's really going on? So that just came to me intuitively, and then the cards came up to confirm it.
Well, I know that for some reason, and I know I don't understand this, is why dams have to do with this, the trafficking. I don't understand the connection between dams and trafficking, but somehow they're always connected. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
well, look at the Three Gorges Dam over in
Right.
China.
That's my point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been talked about forever.
Yeah.
And that, what was the other dam that over in the US that had an explosion in it as well? The big dam in the Nevada. Is it Nevada? Is it in
Yeah. Yeah.
that dam? Because that stuck in my mind for some reason. I went, oh, this is an interesting one. It's standing out. I didn't know why.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh.
So maybe it's because people aren't going to be there, and they can do a lot of earthworks, or they can connect things up underneath without being noticed.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Thanks, Tracy.
Yeah.
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 I know. So look,
Okay,
if,
so then
you get the truth, great. But
when you say they were infiltrated, then you're talking about the bad guys infiltrated from they were
from the white hats. Yeah.
okay. So then possibly they were going to be more damage, and then less things blew up. So let's say instead of 10 dams breaking, only 3 broke or something like that.
That's what the story. Yeah, that's the story the cards have been coming up with slowly, and sometimes it has to come through slowly, or we wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that lovers card's come up again. There was someone working together with something. Something was being worked with on a deeper level.
Wow. So Barbara was saying the Biltmore estate is in that area, and I believe Pigeon Forge was hit, so that would be Dollywood.
So what's Dollywood? Sorry for my ignorance.
So Dolly Parton is a famous star. You probably have seen her. It's this woman with the gigantic boobs. And so she had like a park, like a theme park, like a Disney, but called Dollywood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I know she was one of the first, I don't know if people know this, but you remember when they first cloned a sheep named Dolly?
Yeah.
That's her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, I actually do feel that. So, yeah.
Yeah. So she's definitely not even real, and she's connected. Yeah, so she's connected to all of this, I'm sure. So yeah. So can we see if the Biltmore estate was actually affected?
If the what state? Sorry.
The Biltmore estate, which is it's a castle. It's like the only castle in the US, pretty much.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, let's see. So is that in that area, is it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, they had whoo tunnels galore there. I mean, this is like,
Really?
yeah, they would serve up all kinds of stuff there.
Okay, let's have a look and see. Okay, interesting. Yeah, this is really interesting because I was getting a download as well. So the King of Cups has come up. So it's given them an opportunity to go in and clean it out because that's when something's hidden. It's an emotional master, but it's when something's been hidden. Okay, and Three of Wands, always looking forward to the future, letting go of the past. So I think it could be something um, that's been affected and taken down because that's, yeah, we got a yes. Yeah, so it's definitely, even if it hasn't been affected a lot with the flooding, it's been, something's happened there that's taken something down. It's definitely shifted something. Mm.
Okay, good. Good, good, good. Um, could there also be deep underground military bases in there
Let's
as
have a
well?
look, let's have a look and see if that's some stuff that's been going on.
And of course, this is all for entertainment purposes only.
We're just playing around here.
Yep,
It's having a bit of fun.
just having fun.
Having fun. Ooh, okay. Again, I'm getting a bit of a, yeah. So the star cards come up. So I would say there was some big heads rolled from that card. So because then the Five of Swords. So this is, I feel that there was it's almost like there was stories going around, but the truth, they found the truth, like the truth came out and things. Yeah, look at that, the World card. Something definitely new is coming out of this. Something's definitely changed from this, and that, so it looks like, yeah, there were. Yep, we've got our Four of Pentacles. That always tells me something's been. It's a strong foundation. Something's been there for a long time. It took a long time to build it. So yeah, I would say that there has been something that's happened that's enabled them to clean something out.
Wow.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So Tracy was asking what percentage of the bad guys are disappointed in this situation?
Bad guys are disappointed in this situation. You mean in the actual North Carolina
The
situation,
whole
Tracy?
thing. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you mean the whole thing that's going on? I can just check in with my. That's a really. I'll just change it to a little bit more of a specific question.
Yeah.
Situations have been. What about have been affected by the situation, so that they've been taken out, maybe? Because saying disappointed, like all of them would be disappointed that are left.
Right.
But I think let's just have a look and see. So how many, what percentage, but there could be like so many that we don't know about. What we'll do is we'll keep it to the US because they're worldwide. So let's have a look and see. So the percentage that have actually been taken out from everything that's going on at the moment. About 18%. So there was about an 18% catchment of all that are over the US. So from this huge thing that's happened. So from what are left, so there might only be 10,000 left, but 18% have been taken out. That's what the kinesiology came up with then.
So you were looking at the all around the US, how many were taken out?
Yeah, were removed from the scenario, that have been caught, that have been from all of this devastation or whatever's going on.
Got it. Okay,
does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 18% of the total.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's just see if that's sort of what they were expecting. Yeah, that was sort of what was expected. So what they got was what they were sort of expecting to get, to be able to remove from the situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the next question that I see here it's from Lori about this new thing about a new extra moon that's supposed to be here since the 29th. I've kind of been ignoring that whole thing. Just kind of like
Yeah.
so I'm not really sure of the details. That's why I say that.
Yeah, no,
Um
neither am I. So a new extra moon. Is it like when we have a blue moon, Angel Laurie, you know, when there's 2 full moons in a month? Is that what this is about?
no,
Is
no,
the
it's like two moons at the same time.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay. So has anyone seen this? I haven't
No,
even
because
didn't
it
even know
doesn't.
about
Well, actually, today's the 30th. So, yeah, I haven't looked because our full moon is not till the 17th, 18th, something like
but
that.
there's a new extra moon. Yeah, I don't know. I'll ask the cards. I don't know what did it play a style at what well, is there actually a new extra moon first up? I suppose we need to ask if so that means there's 2 moons that are in they're saying that in the sky at the same time. Is that
Yeah,
what's being
I believe so. I mean, like I said, I don't know much about it, but
No, I don't know much about it either. Okay, this one's really hot. Let's have a look. Oh, you're hot. Interesting, because the first one that came up is our 6 of Swords, and this is actually, and look at the water there. This is really interesting. This is almost like making it go. We're going into a better place, is what the 6 of Swords is. And then the 4 of Pentacles. Again, this is something, a foundation that's firm foundation that's been set up over a long period of time. And then we've got our 7 of Pentacles. So this is when seeds have been planted. So I'm wondering if this thing happens like rarely, but it does happen. It's been happening forever. I don't know if it's if it's really a moon or if it's actually like some sort of energy ball. I don't know. I don't feel like the Knight of Wands has come up. I don't understand it, but this tells me that there's something missing from the truth in it. That's all. That's what is coming through for me. It's almost like seeds have been planted, and maybe it's been misconstrued. I don't know. I don't know enough about
yeah,
it.
I'm sure it's not a moon, but that's what they're calling it
That's what
because
I mean. That's what I'm getting. It's yeah. So no, it's got its own. It's got its whatever it is. The 7 of Wands has come up again, and this is when someone or something tries to maintain its own identity. So I feel it's a different identity than a moon per se. So so now we can ask to see if any of this astrology that's going on has impacted the storms and the surging, etc. I mean, I know naturally, like at the moment on the earth, there's so much that's going on. It's not all orchestrated. There is a lot
right.
of
Well, Gaia is pissed, not pissed off, but she's kind of has had it with our behavior and what we're doing to her. So yeah, she's also reacting as well. You know,
and we create our reality. So she's going through a shift. We're going through shifts. We feel it, within us. She's going through a shift as well. So no, we've got the King of Pentacles come up. So he's the master. What was I just talking about? We create our own reality as well. So our consciousness, our earth consciousness, humanity's consciousness is what creates a lot of this stuff as well, as it being Gaia. So yeah, so no, I don't feel it is the moons because we've got that Page of Swords where it's not a full truth. I just think we forget how amazingly powerful we are. It's interesting. Like I still get this feeling like when I'm focusing on something, if I turned my head, it wouldn't be there. It'd be like a glitch. It's like our focus and where we look at things is what creates our whole reality.
yes, and it is. It's absolutely what happens is what our focus is what creates our reality ultimately.
Oh,
Yeah.
Angel Laurie's just saying it's an asteroid. They're calling an extra moon. Okay, yeah, I was saying it doesn't feel like a moon, like we recognize our moon energy. So thanks for that,
Yeah.
Angel. Cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't. Well, it doesn't seem to be. So, but the Chariot's just fallen out. So to me, this is something that's coming into balance. So all of this stuff is actually just helping to bring things into balance so we can move forward. That's what the Chariot always means to me.
Is it a mothership?
Oh, good question. An asteroid. Okay, let's just see if it's actually a some sort of craft.
Because they can't tell people it's a mothership, so they're going to be like, "Oh, it's just another moon," you know.
Interesting. It could be more than an asteroid because we've got our Four of Swords, so something's definitely hidden. But it will be revealed in time because the Temperance cards come up. We just have to have patience because this is showing that there is going to be a change of some sort. So let's have a look and see if it's King of Cups. Again, this is something that's been hidden, something's not fully out there. So I'm not getting a yes or a no with that. It's just that something's definitely hidden. So whether it's some monitoring thing that's been hidden or whether it's I don't know. It's not letting me know. I'm not getting an absolute yet. Oh God, that's come up again. So I feel it's something that's helping create balance so we can move forward. that's what I'm getting from the cards.
I feel like having that second moon makes it feel like the movies that we've watched where there's like other planets in the sky and like,
Yeah,
so I feel like it's going to make us feel more like we're in that space of like a galactic, I don't know, just like those movies that we see that where you could see almost like Jupiter or Saturn with the brain, like right there. And I don't know. That's what it makes me feel like when I think about it, like
yeah.
having two moons.
I know. It's really interesting. I mean, I have seen two moons, but then that could have been through timelines. And then the next day there was a photo of two moons that was in a local paper, and that was the weirdest night and day of my life because my friends saw it too. So I'm wondering if you just wonder what's in our psyche. What is it that creates that, or sees that, or experiences that?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So, Kathleen had a question about the storm. Are the civilians that are missing in the storm in the hundreds or thousands? I mean,
Wow. Okay. So straight away, Kathleen, look, and I'm only going to I'm going to talk about this logically because I remember remember I showed you all the videos of Lismore, that town that flooded and the water was above the power lines, like it was just gone. There was no cell service, there was no phones, there was no electricity, there was nothing, and people were off and on. There was about 10 rivers that flooded, so they took out all these country areas, these farming places. So people couldn't communicate, people couldn't get in touch. It was only when people went out on their jet skis and things along these rivers to these farms to see people like on their roofs. And so to me, I feel a lot of the missing people is because there's no communication going on. So I don't know, Elisa, what's your thoughts with that?
well, because this was dams breaking and people didn't have time to escape, I feel like there's going to be a lot more deaths and definitely over 1,000, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely, there's definitely people that have left this earth plane through this. And okay, so what I'm going to also remind people, a soul never leaves unless it's the right time for them. Okay, so sometimes these situations, people go, perfect, I'm out of here. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. And I know this might sound really sort of crazy for a lot of people. This might sound really crazy, but it's a perfect situation. And what does it do? One single death creates so much compassion in people's hearts. Losing people suddenly, especially if they're young or have children, or it is children or whatever, that is what helps open our heart up to have this compassion and this love and this want to help and this connection. So maybe that was something they wanted to experience and to do in this lifetime. So sometimes I think we can look at things from such a different perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely people would have taken this opportunity. It's like the tsunami that happened. When was that? Back in, was it 2004, or the really big one that did the whole ring of fire that, hit India, Indonesia, Thailand, all of those places, there was a mass exodus. These are like, some of these things are mass exoduses.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how I'm looking at it as well. It doesn't help when it's someone that you've loved, but it's really interesting because I've been pulling cards with, oh my God, this is amazing. Been pulling cards as I've been sort of, just talking through what was coming in. The first one up was the Fool. So this is not only they're stepping into a whole new reality, but it's also helping us because the Page of Pentacles, this is a small step, a new step, something new in our reality. And then the Empress, she's the creator. So their leaving is helping us to create something new here on Earth. So it's a gift from them to us as well. So that's how I sort of see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Lori has a great question here. If the James Webb Telescope saw an armada of ships heading your way, Earth, heading towards Earth?
Towards Earth, probably, yeah. So now, where's the James Webb Telescope?
I don't
Do you
know.
remember? Angel Laurie, let us know where the James Webb Telescope is. So I know that some places around the Earth have got massive telescopes. I think they've got one at the Vatican, haven't they? Or did have?
They do.
Yes. So
They do. Let me see if I can find it here.
Yeah, just interested. I'll pull some cards while you're looking for it. I'm just intrigued to know where it is and how long it's been up there for and all that sort of stuff. Okay.
Oh, she says it's in space.
Deep space.
Yeah, deep space.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wonder who's saying that. Who's saying that they saw? I mean, is it like a mainstream media or is it
Yeah, it's
like,
interesting. That's why I wanted to know. I just felt like something's not, I need to know more about this because there was something around it that wasn't, yeah. So anyway, interesting cards. So we've got our Page of Wands. This is when someone's taken a small action towards something, looking towards the future. Our Three of Wands, letting go of the past, something that's been left out in the cold, but there's change coming. So I'm not even sure. The James Webb Telescope, Seven of Pentacles, is this something that's been seeded and hasn't really even come into a reality? Because it's looking like I don't even know if it actually is real.
I was going to say, I don't think it's real.
Because the Devil cards come up.
Yeah.
I think this is a plant, Angel Laurie. It's for some reason, it's something that it's like a plant because that card's come up. So, and all those other cards was saying, yeah, this is not something that's fully, yeah, we would have got really strong positive cards if that was actually something that was really doing what it's being said that it is, or even if it's there. So yeah, just a thought. I always question. Remember, we got taught that lesson a long time ago. Question your basics. Is it really true? Is it really there?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's deep space?
Right, exactly. Because we've talked about it. We've talked about the fact that really deep space is, as we imagined it.
Yes, it's different to what we've been told.
Not what we think. Yeah.
To me, it's definitely look, there's a place that exists that's other realms, other dimensions, but not what we have been led to believe, is my understanding. Of course, everyone has to experience this in their own way, and so it's absolutely fine. You experience things however is right for you. It's no right or wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything that we've been told has been put up there, whether it's NASA or the government.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, look at what we're getting as you're talking. Five of Cups, a lot of grief. Page
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Swords.
like, we
You've
can't
been
believe
told
any of
truth.
that stuff. Yeah,
This
any of that
truth.
stuff.
Go inside, find your own truth, the hermit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't believe one thing now that comes comes out of anywhere. The only thing I believe is from here, and then what I'm actually led to maybe look at or read or discern or whatever. It's just
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, and so maple tree, Maree, how would you address this question? I would like to see how you would answer this. Um,
can you read it for me so I can hear it as well?
how can someone kick out the archonic forces from this reality?
I feel it's already happening, or a lot of it's happened, Maple Tree. I don't know. That's just my senses, spider senses about it. What do you think, Elisa?
My answer is going to be, if you don't want them here, then stop believing in them.
Yeah,
Stop believing they're here. That you control your reality, not mine, not Marie's, not anybody's, but your reality. If you don't like it, then when you stop believing that they exist and they're here, then they will slowly start disappearing from your reality. So
yeah,
that's really how you control the outside, is by controlling the inside, and what the inside is reflecting on the outside.
I agree.
So,
I actually agree with that, and that's why earlier I went. I really feel like sometimes when I'm looking around, I'm creating this space as I'm looking around and I'm experiencing it, and it can be that simple. So
it is
yeah,
that simple. It is
yeah,
that simple. It's a thought. And I was talking to Octavia today, and when you get into a space where you can meditate like almost all day every day,
yeah,
you can start noticing thoughts that come in and create immediately. And that happened to her, where she had a thought, and within a minute of the thought, the reality was created, and she saw it happen. So it's what we see in our reality is a creation of our thoughts and our beliefs. And every reality is different for each one of us. We're all moving from different timelines and different realities constantly. We're just moving into that. So if you don't want archonic forces in your reality, then move to a reality that doesn't have archonic forces. And the way you do that is you believe that. You have to believe it first in order to see that reality. Otherwise, you won't see it. So it's kind of backwards. You first have to believe it before you see it. So
yeah, absolutely. And Maple Tree is just said when you close your eyes, what do you see? It's the infinite space void black. Yeah, to me that's consciousness. Maple Tree. To me that's that realm of consciousness. It's peaceful. It's um and space can be this big or it can be that big depending how we want to perceive it. So to me it's limitless. It's consciousness which is limitless, which is what we are. So how big do we see ourselves? So this is what I mean. This is where it's so beautiful. We all have our own interpretation. We all have our own experiences. And for Angel Laurie, maybe this is your lifetime where you do a lot of battling in your dream state or whatever it is. That's your experience in this lifetime, and that's perfect. So I know I did do a lot of that sort of. I looked into a lot of all of that stuff and felt into it and experienced it, and then it's just like you've done it, you tick it, and you're gone from that experience. So we're all
right,
here to
exactly.
have experiences. Mm.
Exactly. So it could be that you came into this lifetime to fight the archons, and that's why you've seen them in your reality, right? I'm a big proponent of like this demon thing. Like when I hear demons, I'm like, I don't believe in them, so I don't see them. They're not in my reality. I've never, I just don't believe in them. Why? Because I don't give them power. I don't, and they've never been in my reality. So I don't want to bring them into my reality. So I've kind of stayed
Yeah.
away from it, you know? Same thing with Archon, same thing with that stuff. It's because you have to be so careful with your mind. So you could be this beautiful child, and all of a sudden somebody goes, demons are going to come get you, and all of a sudden they created that reality for you since you were little. So now in your reality you believe in demons. So it's ultimately whatever is in your reality or has been in your reality ultimately came from a specific belief that came either from childhood, or you read a book that had the word demon in it, or you saw something on TV that had a demon in it, and boom, just from that simple insert into the imagination that can be real, it can now be created in your reality.
Yeah, and it feels real because we create it. We're amazing manifestors, and maybe our soul is also coming in. Exactly what Elisa was saying. Maybe our soul has come in to be able to learn how we create and to clear all of that. So yeah, and it all comes back to simply having experiences.
Yeah, at the end of the whole thing is we're here to experience, period. That's it.
Yep, and so are the beings that we create, that are created. That's an experience. It's yeah. So, and it's fabulous. Otherwise, we'd all be so bored and boring if we all had exactly the same experience. Well, that would be really dull.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So it's just part of the experience, part of what we want to create, part of what we want to experience in this reality. And that's really the end of it. And in the end, because we create our reality, we created that demon, we created that archon. Why? Because we wanted to have that experience.
Yeah,
And
and it's
that's it. So it's you in the end. That demon is you in a demon costume, that archon is you in an archon costume, but in the end it's created by you. So it's you, it's God, it's part of God, it's part of the all, and it's there to create an experience. That's it.
we're
That's it.
all one. The lovers card is hit again. We all come together to
Yeah.
experience. We separate to experience, but we're all one.
Yeah.
We're all one consciousness. And I love what Kathy said. Yes, we are the absolute. We are everything. And that's what that void is. That's where we release from, and that's where we create from. It's in that beautiful consciousness void.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the canvas, the white canvas,
Yeah.
where we create from or create on. So
Correct.
yeah.
Love it. Great
So
questions, guys. You guys rock.
yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much. It was a great conversation, and I'm glad to know what happened there, because it's devastating to see what happened. So, having some idea of what's going on,
It's more than normal. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
for sure. All right,
Mm.
guys, we love you. Thank you for being here. And we hope to see you next Monday. Don't forget about Maree's show on Sunday. All right.
Okay,
Don't forget to stay high vibing. All right.
definitely.